I'm just really excited by our growth so far. Again, from exhibition last week, Oregon State, to the start of Pittsburgh, to the end of Pittsburgh, and then today, I feel like we're starting to figure out who we are a little bit more. I feel like our rotations were much tighter. I thought Chris did an excellent job coming into set. She ran a great offense. She did a great job. Her energy was really good. I thought she led the team well. But you can kind of see we're getting more comfortable playing together, and so that was a nice win to get.
You mentioned the other night just kind of taking a lot of center line for Friday. Did you figure you were going to maybe make some changes through these first few matches of the season, or was there something you saw Friday? Do you felt like the group today, might work together well?
Yeah, again, this was the latest we've ever put a starting lineup together, right? It was 2 days before our first match of Pittsburgh. And the reason for that is because I legitimately didn't know, right? There's different things each person brings to the table, positive and negative. And so it's, again, trying to piece that together to make the best dynamic we can. So, again, watching the Pittsburgh match and watching Oregon State, I felt like we needed the most ball control we could find. We gave up a ton of points there, in that department. And so Michelle's been our best passing outside. So having her play 6 rotations is important. Even if we give up a little bit more size of her block, we need to have that ball control piece. And then same idea with Chris, right? Like Chris is right now is playing defense at a pretty high level, and her block is really solid. And so we need a little bit more of that. So, and then same with Maya. Maya did a great job going in and being the serving sub and getting crucial runs, I thought, in the first couple sets. And not only with her serve did she have good ball control, but she made nice digs and some really good calming plays for us. So all that kind of stuff just kind of calms the temperature down on the court and allows, everybody now to shine a little bit more. And again, we have a lot of people that can score the ball. And so for our setters, it's a lot of options. We just need to give our setters better chances to get people going.
You mentioned Maya's serve. She's somebody who, even on the bench, she brings the energy. When she's on the court contributing, is that even taken to another level, just the energy she can provide and the way kind of the team seems to kind of react to her?
I had a big smile on my face when she was making good plays. I love it. She's really like everything you could want in a teammate, Maya is. So, she spent a couple of years, just being so selfless, for everybody else. So for her to have, some moments out there that makes me feel good, and just really excited for her. And yeah, she's got to be everybody's favorite teammate. I don't know how she could not be. So really encouraging for the group.
Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Thank you. I appreciate that. How do you feel about the serving as a whole today, just from a team perspective?
Yeah, so much more improved from, again, last week. Again, I still think at times we're trying to do too much with our serve, and which I appreciate this time of year. Like, we should be seeing kind of what we're capable of, what we can do, where we need to dial back. And I thought, for the most part, we stayed in check, today serving, and we just kind of put consistent pressure on them, which is what we're trying to do with our serve. But our goal is to have 3 aces to every 4 misses. And we did that today, which is great. And so a lot of growth for us and a lot of different people going back there and doing it. So I felt like, Long Beach, we made them much more predictable in their offense today because of our serving. And we needed that because they run a really diverse, fast offense.
Michelle seemed to play a pretty big impact, especially in the second and third sets. It just felt like she was attacking the same area. I could kind of hear Coach saying to keep attacking that same spot. How big is she in that backcourt when she gets the chance to serve the ball?
She has a nasty serve. She puts a lot of pace on it. Ball flight's great, a lot of movement. So, again, she applies a ton of pressure, I think, with her serve. And for the most part, it's pretty low air, so that's a really great combo. So, again, just having somebody else that can go back there, and just do some damage. And, again, our block, it's a formidable block, So, again, we're over 3 blocks a set over the weekend against, 2 good offenses. That says a lot. So I think anybody that can just go back there and give us a chance to play defense, that's when we can pile up some points and get the advantage.
Do you feel like communication was maybe a little bit off kind of in the early first and second sets? It felt like there were a couple plays that were out, and then I think I saw Mackenzie maybe go for it. There were a couple of mistakes, a couple of errors. Do you feel like that's the case, and how important is it to get that cleaned up, obviously, moving forward throughout the season?
I think part of that is Long Beach, because what they're trying to do is induce chaos. With their offense. Again, they don't slow the game down. They play really fast. They'll push middles from off the net, and setters very active dumping the ball. So it can create you to come up and lose your body position, which we work really hard in practice of staying athletic, staying low the whole way so that we can make some changes. And to your point, I think we did a much better job of that as the match went on. So we could – the lower you play, the calmer you can be, the more time you have, right, to make a good decision. And so I thought we bought into that a little bit better, definitely better than Friday. Again, we need to continue to do that moving forward.
Colby seemed like she got better.
Shoot.
Player that just gets into a rhythm and then dominates, or
I think right now, again, having multiple setters, you're trying to find a connection. And both Colby and Oni had Chris all of winter and spring, and they've only had Robbie for a couple weeks. So I think the connection with Chris is better. I think they feel more confident in that. I thought Chris did a really good job tonight of seeing the block and making the right choices, because she had a ton of one-on-ones, and I thought she set the middles. And for the most part, again, I mean, Colby's up there with Mimi and Noemi, a handful of times, and they have to respect those two, So Colby had a lot of open space, and she did a really good job fighting for her approach. And so she was able to see a lot. But yeah, no, that was a great dynamic for Colby, for your M2 to have 13 kills on 14 swings in a 3-set match. That's wildly impressive, so credit to both of them.
Should we expect to see more of Chris kind of in the coming matches, or do we expect to see more of still that rotation to see if Robbie can kind of get that chemistry, since there is that relationship with the team and Chris? Yeah,
no, for me, I don't have favorites. So it's just a matter of like, what's our best lineup is the one I'm going to try to go with, I think Chris and Robbie are both great and they have different strengths. And again, probably my biggest, conversation with Chris is just about setting consistency and keeping tempo, right? And not slowing our game down. Now, I thought she was excellent at that today. So I think she took it to heart. She probably didn't like not playing Friday. And, she went for it. She made some courageous set choices and executed them. But I thought she stayed very consistent in her set location and rhythm. And, we need that. And I thought, again, the passing, I haven't seen the numbers yet, but it sure felt like we were in system more or had more options so that Colby could have 13 kills, right? And we didn't get Oni involved as much as we need to, but I also thought they were paying attention to Oni a lot. So that kind of opened up everybody else. And again, I thought Chris made good decisions on who to get open.
You guys obviously aren't going to be back home for a while. How important is this road test going to be for you guys to set the standard?
Yeah, I mean, it's very important that we go out. We're trying to find – so Colorado State, they get a great home crowd. It's a really tough environment. And I asked them for the match that we played, like that's the one that they really go big on and try to sell that sucker out. And I think that's what they're doing. So, hopefully that will be a really strong test for us to see how we handle our nerves. Again, I'm sure the group feels better about today, and so feeling better about themselves. So we're going to get a really nice test with Colorado State. And then the following week, San Diego, BYU are both excellent teams and programs. And so again, just seeing if we can handle that before we come back home and play the Beavers in Portland State.
I know you talked against Pitt about the service aces that you guys allowed. I think there was only one for the first 50-ish serves today. How do you feel like that?
I really like that. Yeah, I really like that we didn't get aced a lot today. Again, I think part of that is we just made much more stable in our passing rotations, right? We didn't switch around a lot. And so that, Daly and Michelle and Mimi and Mackenzie are able to start understanding how to play each other, how they play the balls in between them better. That's what I thought we really hesitated on Friday early with Pitt. And I thought today we were much more aggressive in taking the seams. And so that's a really good sign also. Mackenzie started to push people around a little bit, which we need her to do from the libero position. And, some of that is it's just new for her. Maybe she didn't do that, in her past experience. So, just how long does it take to develop new habits? It takes some time, and to put yourself out there. So I was really pleased with how they interacted today.